And yeah, so that man gives birth to baby. I think that's me getting the word that we're being canceled at this point.
Dude, this is not the conversation that's going to get us canceled.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. Roseanne got canceled this week.
Yeah, but our ratings are better than Roseanne's. I am firmly confident that there are more people listening to this show than care about Roseanne Barr.
I was watching it. It was good. It was like it's like she took a mirror and was like, okay, you Trumpkins, I see all these things that you're upset about, and this is the things that it's okay for you to be upset about. But these other things over here, this is really stupid.
Also known as the entire concept of her original show.
And of All in the Family.
Kinda. All in the Family was not nearly as reverent toward the, shall we say, white trash lifestyle as Roseanne was, the original Roseanne show.
Well, yeah, she wasn't the white. This new version of Roseanne, this new Roseanne show, where she's like trying to she's tackling issues like transgenderism or just gender fluidity. Like she's got a nephew. He's like, I'm a boy, but I like colors, so I dress like I dress with some of my clothes are boy clothes and some of them are girl clothes. And there was like a whole episode about like, I love you and I accept you, but going to school scares me because I love you and I don't want to see harm come to you. And I understand that the real world exists and children in school are horrible, cruel, vile creatures, more so than they were when we were in school, which is saying something.
So what you're saying is that they needed to leave her on the air long enough to do a homeschooling episode, because that's the answer.
Right.
Everything you're about. We're talking about now.
It's actually no. I would dispute that homeschooling is the answer. Hello, by the way.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
It's Aria
I
the
assume
Mezzo,
you're discussing
Queen of Crypto.
a trans kid in some show.
It's Roseanne did an episode. She just got canceled today because she compared. Hold on, let's give a little context. Yesterday or the day before.
I don't need the context to reply to that particular
She compared
point.
Valerie
and I want to say
Jarrett
it because
to
it's not relevant,
Planet
then we
of the
can get
Apes.
back to the main thing. But the hardest part for any transgender person is going out into public. The sooner they can get comfortable with that, the sooner they can get on with their lives. That sort of Damocles, that discomfort, that awkwardness, it's not going to go away until they get out there and do it.
Sure.
So homeschooling won't work. It will probably only exacerbate it.
Well, but you're assuming that homeschooling involves being at home all the time. It's in fact rather the opposite. There's, if anything, more social opportunities outside of a brick building.
Well, and not only that, but those social opportunities aren't 500 children
I'm not defending
who don't
public schools.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't imagine you would.
I guess for homeschool kids, the opportunity to socialize is done in a different context. So there's a little more protection there. I mean, it's more like the real world than school, because school's not the real world. Everybody leaves school and you find out like, wow, people in real life are not as vicious and cruel to each other just for the fun of it as they are in school. Like, only sociopaths do that, and there aren't nearly as many of them outside of a high school and a middle school as there are in one.
Yeah, it's
they migrate to the internet though.
And there's more deliberateness in exposing our kids when we homeschool to alternate lifestyles, because we're more cognizant of the fact that they need to have healthy exposure to those things and learn to get along with people who aren't like them, as opposed to it being like in the public school context, like, oh, we have to deal with this because we're government.
Yeah, and
so I think I understand what you're saying, Aria. I understand you're saying you shouldn't cloister a child who's going through gender issues, but it's a misconception that those of us who homeschool do cloister our kids. And if you do that as a homeschool parent, you're doing your children a massive disservice along the lines of what you're talking about there, Aria.
Yeah, but the problem is government schools. Basically, you're forcing a kid into a situation that's not good for them. And in the real world, you could just leave. You could just walk away from somebody who is, being a problem. So it's. I don't see this as really an issue of the individual. It's an issue of the school system.
Yeah, you can't always. Like one of the other things you got to learn, you got to do with your kids as a homeschool parent is making sure that they can deal with it when they're in situations where they can't. You have to teach them coping mechanisms as opposed to just avoidance mechanisms, because coping mechanisms are much more universal when you can't avoid things.
All right. Well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, we're going to be talking about, we're not going to be talking about Roseanne's getting canceled anymore, that's for sure. We're going to move on to another subject, something that popped across my desk today from AJ. You have a number of teachers around the country that are complaining that, well, they have to buy supplies for their job.
Oh, no.
Now, is needing to buy tools and supplies for your job an unreasonable request or a reasonable request? And is it only unreasonable for teachers to be responsible to buy products and papers and things for their own jobs? We'll have a discussion about it when we get back here on the Call to Freedom. You're welcome to join in on it. It's 603-283-6160, or hit us on the Discord line at discord.lrn.fm, or our Skype line at lrn.fm studios. Again, it's 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com. The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, Hey. Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. You ain't going to make it. Wait a minute.
Whoa! Hey! Oh my
God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me? Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to The Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So it is another beautiful day here in the Shire. We've got a great event coming up. I just got an email from our t-shirt distributor. They're ready for us to pay them, which is nice.
Do you have the t-shirts this year? Are you going to have them?
We're going to have Zencash t-shirt. We canceled the VertCoin shirts because, they canceled, so did we. But we still have the Zencash shirts going. And we've also got our, did you see the one I showed you? The really funny one, the TSA one?
I don't know if I did.
Oh, I got to show you. Yeah, I'll show you. And then we decided to alter last year's design that never showed up. We had a design that didn't never show up. Well, it did show up. It showed up 2 weeks after PorkFest. At PorkFest, even. But it showed up 2 weeks after the festival was over. Big box of tank tops. And it was just the, I want to live in a country where, gay married couples can protect their marijuana fields with AR-15s. And we decided to add, I didn't think that was offensive enough. I didn't think that was triggering enough to the right-wingers. So I wanted to add a new line to it. So we decided to add, I want to live in a country where gay married Mexicans can hire Syrian refugees to guard their marijuana fields with AR-15s.
Oh, man.
And I'm just going to call this shirt the triggering. Wear this to your favorite Republican friend's house. That's the name.
Make sure you specify Syrian Muslims.
House?
Yeah, exactly.
Do what now?
I said, be sure you specify Syrian Muslim refugees.
Yeah, I don't really think, after you say Mexican gay couples, I don't really think that you need to say that they're Muslim Syrian refugees, because you've already triggered
just pile on.
Because it's too many words.
Yeah.
You're going to complain about one more word on that shirt.
Yes, because it
Have
doesn't
you seen
flow
that
anymore.
meme about, this is the future libertarians dream of, and it's got some dude there cooking meth in his basement, and he's wearing a bra and carrying a gun and stuff, and I'm looking at him like, hell yeah, let's do
what
it.
The problem here is,
otherwise known as Saturday for Aria.
right? She does
I do
live in
not cook
rural
meth.
Mississippi. I mean, a girl's got to make money somehow.
Ouch.
What?
I got some balm for that.
But not for much longer, right?
Right? Soon she'll be moving up here, and then she can make...
That's
oh!
right.
Speaking of which, I may have... it just depends. I'll talk to you about it later. Anyway, we've got this thing going on. Well, isn't it great to vague? I love vague booking on the radio. It's awesome, because now everybody at home is going, what the hell is going on? What are they plotting off the air? You really don't want to know. Anyway, so I wanted to move into this thing.
It does not involve fornicating in the woods, and it does not involve bukkake.
No, it does not. It does not, because there are no senators or congressmen involved. So, Anytime that there's fornication in the woods or bukkake, somewhere in the midst, there's a politician or a bureaucrat who's taking it on the face or on the chin, so to speak. This is why we're not supposed to talk politics during Ramadan, is because I get going and I can't stop. Anyway, so on to the actual thing we're supposed to be talking about here. This video came out from AJ. It's a bunch of teachers, and they're complaining. What they're complaining about, well, we'll let you take an opportunity to hear.
I'm a first grade teacher at Coyote Canyon Elementary in Bullhead City, Arizona. I was asked to do a video about how much I spend on my classroom, and it's a lot.
I have purchased so many personal items for my students. If it's backpacks, shoes, shirts, shorts, just anything. If it's, hair brushes, hair bows. Everything.
Okay, let's stop right there. That she is a teacher, and they're providing
hair bows,
backpacks, shoes, and clothing. Wait a second. There's somebody who's supposed to be doing that. Who is it? Oh, parents. That's right. Those are those adults that are in charge of maintaining the clothing and shoes and backpacks and hair bows of students. It's not the teacher, it's the parent. So how does giving teachers more money instead of giving the parents more money, or better yet, teaching the parents life skills so that they can, I don't know, pay their own bills, will solve much better than throwing more money at teachers that already don't do a very good job.
From supplies to decorations to equipment to even some curriculum.
Okay, again, decorations. What's this?
I have lots of receipts that I pulled today from monies that I've spent during the year. I spend money all over the place. Amazon, Brame, Staples, really good stuff, on all kinds of things. When the school runs out of paper, we buy our own paper.
I teach at Kellogg Elementary in Wayne County, West Virginia. I've taught 19 years, and each year I usually spend anywhere from $500 to $600 out of my own pocket for classroom supplies.
All right, Chris, you do you have a business and you do computer repair, tools for your job. On
not
average,
recently, but yeah, I have in the past.
On average, tools cost
a lot more than $500 or $600 a year.
Do you deduct it on your federal income taxes?
Absolutely.
Teachers can't. There you go.
Okay, so I just want to make this clear. To deduct $500 or $600, I don't get $500 or $600 back from the government. It just means I don't pay taxes on the $500 or $600.
Yes, I'm aware how that works. I'm telling you, teachers can't even do that. And that's one of their complaints. So actually, the complaint here is indeed against the federal government itself. It would be nice to find, a little bit of common ground.
Well, I don't really
see... This was a specific This was a specific thing that was built into federal law just to screw with teachers who spend money on their own classrooms.
Then stop spending... There you go.
Yeah, it's
stop buying kids backpacks. Let their parents buy their backpacks. Stop buying kids clothes. Stop buying decorations.
Stop being nice.
Hey, you know what? If you can't afford it, don't yell at the taxpayer because they're not giving you more money so that you can spend money on kids that are not your It's not your job to provide their clothes for them. Their parents should be doing that. And if you want to dress the place up, well, you're going to have to pay for that.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Refrigerated Cookie Dough. Who would you bake some love for? Find fun and easy baking ideas at tollhouse.com. Kids love doing arts and crafts projects, especially when you join in. Try channeling all that artistic energy into the kitchen and bake up some creative treats together. Think of your art supplies as the frosting, sprinkles, and decorating gels, and use cookies or cupcakes as your canvas. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. And both on the air and off, we're discussing teachers and their pay and benefits and costs out of pocket in order to buy decorations or paper and things for classrooms, and whether or not that's a reasonable expectation, being as most other professions. I mean, even here when we started this radio show long ago, we had to pay $1,500 to get started. It costs money to get started. I've seen my grandfather was a mechanic for 20 some odd years of his life, and he bought, an upwards of $3,000 to $6,000 a year worth of tools just to keep updated because of how things are constantly changing, and computer and this and that and the other. And tools aren't cheap. I mean, just the little, what they call impact drivers, those bits, the tips break off of them quite often. You have to replace those bits over and over and over, and many mechanics replace those things themselves. Carpenters, I worked in carpentry for years. I had to buy my own tool bag. I had to buy my own tape measure. I had to buy my own hammers, my own stuff, my own tools in order to do the job. Most places wouldn't hire me if I didn't have them already. So for a person in a profession to have to purchase things while they work is really not particularly unheard of.
Yeah, and it also doesn't take into account the summers. Teachers get off, and they may have to work, but
teachers don't get the summers off. They get about a month off, which is about what you should expect if you're a professional working in any other field. Between in-services and training, they're working through the summers for about a month. It's not.
I know teachers, and they had the entire summer off. What do you think is the entire summer?
I know teachers, too, and they say the opposite thing about salaries that we were saying earlier. You want to throw some more anecdotes on the pile?
I'm sorry, but my mom was a teacher, and she had the entire summer off with us as kids.
Was a teacher how long ago?
How long ago?
So you're telling me that the teachers
about 5 years ago.
The teachers' unions gave that up. I'm sorry. With the way the teachers' unions are...
the teachers' unions pushed for, correctly, year-round school in a lot of systems around the country. So the whole summer off thing is outdated.
And they had 3 brand new 2017 model cars, a house that's paid for, and about 5 acres of land. And she's a school teacher.
It's going to differ depending on where you are, too. With your school district, even within a state.
Mississippi.
Yeah, and how old is she?
I don't know. How old is most people's ads? I don't know. 150? Shit. Oh, sorry. I don't know, man.
Dump button for Arya.
Yeah, I did that.
We can get through like the substantive points of the conversation without the dump button. Yeah, it's like we can have a perfectly civil discussion without swearing at each other, but we kind of just drop swears in the middle of sentences sometimes, and it's not vicious at all. It's not vicious at all. It just happens because we're terrible people.
So I've seen the numbers too as far as benefits, and you're talking about over $1 million over a period of 20 years of spendable income.
Where are you seeing the numbers?
Which means it'll be
because you guys keep citing these websites for these
New
numbers,
Jersey, and these are,
and then you keep talking about the teachers' unions. But one of the things that the teachers' unions have gotten as a major concession is that salary data is private throughout most of the country. So most of the quote unquote websites that are reporting these things are speculating.
I've seen teachers
or reporting aggregate data. Not individual
teacher
data.
benefits, actual benefits, what they're receiving once they retire, and
once they retire, because these teachers who are working now, it's so relevant what happens once they retire. They're totally the same thing, except not.
Yes, because how you're going to be set up when you retire is a big factor when people pick their careers.
Right.
Yes.
Assuming you're going to get
we can't pretend like
state-funded.
Retiring when you're 50 is a very different thing from retiring when you're 85.
Plus, these are state-funded pension plans. I mean, teacher pensions are state-funded. These are people who continue to live off the taxpayer's dole for the rest of their life after they are off of duty. And I'm sorry, but that has to be taken into account when you're talking about, well, I'm mad because I only make $70,000 a year.
How many people are going to be able to get a loan after they retire for a new house?
The average
based off of their retirement benefits.
Teachers make more than the national average income. I'm sorry. The national average income is lower than the average teacher's salary. So if you're making above the national average and you get cushy benefits and you get at least 1 month a year off, and you get at least 1 month a year off, and on top of that you get pension for life. I'm sorry. Shut up if you got to buy the decorations for your classroom.
I can compare equally well-educated individuals, and I know what they're making, and I know what their benefits and their retirement packages are, and the IRA accounts and their investments and everything else. And I'm telling you, teachers do better. At least in New Jersey.
And they should. Why shouldn't they?
Because they suck at their job. Have you?
Yeah, because they're puppets of the state, brainwashing our kids.
You homeschool,
maybe.
And you're like, why shouldn't public school teachers get paid more? I don't know. Why don't you?
Well, yeah, but you're like, but mechanics, but carpenters, and I'm like, I wouldn't trust a mechanic or a carpenter with my kids for 8 hours a day either.
Yeah,
I mean, why do those comparisons have anything to do with anything?
You're not asking your mechanic to be trusted with your kids for 8 hours a day. You're asking him to be trusted with your car. See, there's a difference. If your mechanic does a crap job, your mechanic
doesn't produce a brainwashed automaton of the state.
He doesn't just get to be like, well, I've worked here for 3 years, so it doesn't matter what I do. I can teach your kids that 2 + 2 = 19, and you can't fire me because teaching is no longer a merit or abilities-based profession. It's a tenure-based profession, which means if I can BS my way through it for a few years, I can take a vacation for the rest of my career. And teachers do that. It's the reason why we're churning out dummies in this country at an alarming rate. We have dropped from the top 5 to the bottom 5 in the last 25 years. The stronger the teachers' unions get, the dumber our kids get. And the only solution the teachers can come up with is, we'll just throw more money at it. Give us more money and then we'll do our job.
Throw more money at us.
You know, we didn't actually finish the video, so we don't know whether they're saying throw more money at them or throw the same money in different places.
Well, let's see.
Usually what I hear when I hear
We don't have to watch the rest of the video to know the answer to that.
Have to spend lots of money to purchase supplies in order to be prepared. There's been times when students in my class needed clothes and shoes. As the adult, I feel responsible.
The taxpayer is not responsible to pay for your charity work. I'm sorry. If you feel like being a charitable person, I'm not saying it's wrong to be charitable, but it is not the taxpayer's responsibility to pay for your charity. I mean, you're just like, I'm the adult, I feel responsible. Well, good. And you know what? That's a great moral thing that you're doing. I have nothing against you for that, and I commend you for it. I hope God rewards you for it. But guess what? That's you doing a good deed. That has nothing to do with your teacher's salary. That has nothing to do with
don't hang yourself on a cross.
This is pathetic.
Don't nail yourself to a cross and then complain about how much it hurts.
I donate a heck of a lot more than $600 a year. I'm sorry, but like that's out of my own pocket voluntarily. I really don't see how anybody has a complaint, like a right to complain when they're donating for something. If they can't afford it, don't.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like a homeless
man.
For
my kids, food for my kids. I have also...
See, it's over and over again. I did these things
it's like a homeless man going out there talking about how he's given all of his money to all these charities and now he can't afford food.
But we still haven't gotten to what are they proposing? Like, what do they actually want out of this?
Well, Tom, what are they obviously getting at?
All right. Well,
I mean, it's obvious what they're getting at.
It's not obvious at all.
When we get back
we want more money.
Let's let them finish talking.
Jesus. Quit arguing with each other. Let me take us out to commercial. Anyway, when we get back here, we're going to continue on with this video, and we'll try to see, what do the teachers want? I mean, they're telling us, well, we're buying clothes and food and toys and all these stuff parents should be taking care of. Well, I don't know. I got a brain buster of an idea. Why don't they ask the parents to do their job?
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. SaveItPurse.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with AgristHosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to AgristHosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Zencastr studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And we were just talking off the air. It is Ramadan again, which means that Muslims all across the world will be fasting, and we are going to be promoting the Ramadan Challenge. Now, I know hundreds of libertarians that got involved with this last year. They went to launchgood.com. Now, LaunchGood, many of you will probably remember the black church that was firebombed a few years ago, and there was a Muslim group that raised the money to rebuild that church. Well, that was LaunchGood. Or last year, when a Jewish cemetery was vandalized and tons of old headstones kicked over. Again, over $100,000 raised to repair that cemetery, raised by launchgood.com. And there's tons of other great efforts that are going on over there. And basically what you do is you go to launchgood.com/challenge and you sign up for the 30-day challenge, and they'll send you a charity that they feel is a good fit for you, and you can give as little as $1 a day. So each day they'll send you a different effort. So today it could be an email that says, hey, here's your LaunchGood challenge. We'd like you to give to a girls' school in Uganda. Or check out these other great opportunities, and you click on that, and if you're not interested in giving to an all-girls school in Uganda, well, you can go, and there are tons of other things you can do. You can give to orphanages in Pakistan. You can give to efforts to remodel a church in Mississippi. You can give these are just, off the top of my head. I haven't looked at the website today to see what they are, but there are tons. I mean, literally over 100, probably 200 different efforts that you can help both in the U.S. and abroad to do great things. So go again. It's launchgood.com/challenge and sign up for the Ramadan Challenge. Give at least $1 a day and make this time of the year that's special for us be special for you as well. Get to that giving opportunity. Libertarians are always talking about how, we can free the world through private charity, and LaunchGood's gone out of its way for the last 5 years to show that that's actually able to happen. This show itself, Call to Freedom, the $1,500 that paid for our first set of equipment to be on the air on Sunday nights was raised on launchgood.com. So again, launchgood.com/challenge. So we've been talking about this story here. Teachers all over the country are talking about how, they're not making enough money, and they think, that they're complaining that all the money they have to spend. But then when they start talking about the things that they're doing, they're not buying desks and books. They're buying food and clothing.
They did say curriculums.
One lady.
That was specifically in there.
One.
Yeah.
One. We've had seven teachers.
Most of that was not, though.
Yeah, 7 teachers have complained. One of them was complaining about buying some curriculum. The rest of them have all said it's mostly personal items.
And
my kids,
another said paper.
And they keep referring to them as my kids. They're not your kids. They have this psychological issue where they think
I noticed that as well.
Yes.
Or they're compassionate. Could be either one.
Yeah, but when
I
you
don't refer to my nephew as my kid.
Yeah, but when you donate to a cause, it doesn't mean they're like that. It's your school if you donate to a school, or it's your church if you donate to a church. Like, you wouldn't say it's my whatever, right?
Well, let's see what else they've got to say.
I have also bought books for my classroom. I have a ton of books that I have purchased on my own because, of course, we're never given money
You're a school teacher
to spend. It's not something that
That's
my
not
family.
curriculum. That's not. She's showing books like what I have at my house. Books for the kids to read. Like reading books. Like schools have
reading
libraries.
is one of those things they do in schools,
Yeah, and libraries are a thing that exists and schools have.
And she's saying that their library is underfunded, understaffed, underfunded, and doesn't have enough of the proper books, which is pretty typical for a public school library.
I didn't hear her say anything about a library, did you?
She said they're not given money to buy the books.
Okay. She said a teacher, is not given money to buy more books.
She said
for her
we don't
classroom.
know what she meant.
Okay.
But go on.
Tom is doing an awful lot of defending of the public schools
I
today.
know he is. I wish Melanie was here right now.
Can truly afford. My husband teaches school as well, and he doesn't really care for the fact that I spend money on my school supplies.
Because I teach separate setting autism, I use a ton of laminate and Velcro, and so I have to purchase that out of my own money. My kids have a lot of sensory needs, and I purchase things for them.
No,
that's their first mistake. Stop buying Velcro. There's alternatives to it.
I want to. This is what I use because this is what I choose to use. I choose to use these things
to meet her kids' needs.
Again, that doesn't make it curriculum.
Like this kinetic sand that I just got.
I think it makes it extra curriculum.
Yeah, she's like, oh, look, I just bought these, those $5 a package things of kinetic sand. I filled up a huge tote full of it because it makes my autistic kids feel happy. That's not curriculum.
For autistic kids, it is. For special needs kids, they need that sensory element.
Special needs kids shouldn't be in public schools. Way more true than
they don't
for
get
anyone
to
else.
pick their students, though.
Oh, wait. Teachers on average, how much? $656 a year per teacher out of their own pockets.
By the end of the year, I will have spent $4,000 in total, and that sounds like a really large amount of money, but continuous purchases throughout the year, they add up. Other than, you know, the obvious things like the TV, the podium, the tables and the chairs, everything else in here is my own money. And I buy all.
Oh my God! It's toys, it's decorations, it's
it's
all stuff that
I would like
nothing to do. It has nothing to do with curriculum.
Well,
it has nothing to
yes,
do with
it
school.
does for younger kids.
These are not special
This is
needs.
stuff that we buy for our kids for our schooling.
Hold on. Forget the kids thing, okay? I have a trunk that is full of computer parts and tools related to computer stuff, and patch cables and Ethernet cables and routers and switches and all kinds of other things that I had to buy out of my own pocket to do my job too.
She's got
Welcome to the real world.
To your clients.
You
should be
Welcome to the real world. No, I can't.
No, in the
I
real
can't.
world, you charge that back to your clients. Business
Okay.
people can do that.
Now we're getting somewhere. Why can't she?
Not everything. There's certain things.
And no,
her
Chris
client is
is
the
right
government,
as
the
well. There's a
government
lot of
states.
things that I just have to eat a loss on.
Yeah, like for example, AC
your choice.
adapters, like universal AC adapters to test a laptop. You're not going to charge the customer for $100 universal AC adapter when they're not even
You're
going to
build it into your costs.
Yeah.
You're going to build it into your overall costs.
Sure.
That's not an option that teachers
I'm looking
have.
at 20 packs.
Yeah, but that's just the cost that I'm
letters.
eating.
I'm looking at a pirate ship chest with toys in it. I'm looking at stuff that literally has nothing to do with school.
But you know what? Even when I worked for another company, the company didn't provide that stuff. I just brought it into work because the company wouldn't provide it. And I needed it to do my job.
Own money. And I buy all my own cleaning supplies, all our own supplies for all our projects.
Okay, I'm seeing
all our
everything in her cabinets is Minion themed. Not necessary. This is like extravagance. I am an extravagant teacher. I spend things.
And
I've got
there are
stickers
ways-
everywhere.
there are ways
and
to
I
reduce
want
these
the
costs.
taxpayer to pay for
Well, it's like the people on minimum wage who buy $700 smartphones and $2,000 rims. I mean, yeah, it's not minimum. It's extravagant. It's more than what is necessary.
Yeah, it's
so your entire premise is that everything here should be minimalistic. It doesn't matter if they do their job
For
well.
the public school?
It should be
Yes.
minimalistic.
Yes, absolutely.
And then if you turned around,
If you're a good teacher,
and
you'll
looked
get a
at what
job
else
in the
their
private
employers, I bet there's not nearly enough of those jobs. If you turned around and looked at what else their systems are spending money on, you wouldn't find minimalism, especially not in the administrator's salaries, and that's the point that they're making. And I don't understand why people who are against wasteful government spending wouldn't see that that's the complaint that they have here.
Well, we want
Is
to
that the
burn
money's
down
being
the
wasted
school
elsewhere
system.
and not used for the kids.
If a teacher
That's what they're
is
complaining
pumping
about.
out kids who can't read by the time they're graduating high school.
We have no evidence that that's happening here.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
With these
do you
specific
not
teachers?
look at education statistics. All teachers are protected by the unions.
An alarming UN report on magical realism released this week warns of increased incidences of women's tears flooding the entire world. A UN committee linked the catastrophic phenomena to matronly widows, commonly named Tita and Esmeralda, who wept for up to 90 days on end about their estranged lovers.
Just consider how detrimental it is to a nation's workforces to have thousands of its plantation overseers simply disappear one night into the midsummer fog, only to return decades later without having aged a single day. Put simply, if such phenomena are not immediately halted, the effects on the international community will be catastrophic.
The nation's limo drivers spent a magical prom night playing scratch-off tickets in the parking lot this week. According to sources, chauffeurs nationwide began their enchanting evening by cramming swank magazines into their glove compartments before dropping off their students at a school gym, working through a stunning assortment of lotto cards, and dining upon a wide range of microwave-heated taquitos from a nearby 7-Eleven.
This is the Onion News Network. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.38 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,299 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $31, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,393. Antiwar.com reports that violence continues to escalate in northwestern Cameroon's breakaway region of Ambazonia, where armed forces have been killing scores of members of the English-speaking minority. The slain have all been labeled as terrorists. Political opposition figures from the area have accused Cameroon's government of conducting targeted killings in the region, particularly going after those who either support separatist or increased autonomy. The army confirmed the most recent killing, saying they were several neutralized terrorists who were staying at a hotel before they were killed en masse. Ambazonia was previously southern Cameroon, which was British-controlled until 1961, when it joined the former French-ruled Republic of Cameroon in a federalization deal. Since the 1980s, the autonomy of the English-speaking region has been steadily eroded, which has fueled calls for the English-speaking region to withdraw from the nation. Cameroon's army has been vigorously targeting everyone in favor of this in recent years, and the nation has set up a military tribunal which is handing out heavy prison sentences to the rare prisoners taken by the military and not just killed outright. The charges center on conspiracy to commit acts of terrorism and provoking civil war. Cameroon's President Paul Biya has dismissed calls for increased autonomy for the region and said that national unity is not up for negotiation. Even on occasions where protesters have tried to organize in neighboring countries, particularly Nigeria, the Cameroonian government has managed to get them arrested as insurgents. For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Hawaii County Civil Defense ordered new evacuations in the Leilani Estates after a fast-moving lava flow began moving through the area. The agency issued the order late Sunday after a lava pond from Fissure 7 breached, creating the lava flow. The U.S. Geological Survey's Hawaii Volcano Observatory described the eruption from the East Rift Zone as vigorous. The HVO said several residents were evacuated in advance of the dangerous and fast-moving flows. Civil defense officials said lava breached property belonging to the Puna Geothermal Venture, a geothermal power plant on the Big Island of Hawaii. The Puna Geothermal Venture plugged up all of the wells as the lava neared last week as a precaution. The civil defense said lava flow from Fissure 7 and 21 crossed into PGV property overnight and has now covered one well that was successfully plugged. That well, along with a second well 100 feet away, are stable and secure and are being monitored. Also, due to preventative measures, neither well is expected to release any hydrogen sulfide. The volcano in the southeastern region of Hawaii Island began erupting more than 3 weeks ago, first with plumes of pink smoke and lava vents. More fissures opened in the ensuing days, and lava flows into residential areas damaged and destroyed nearly 40 structures, more than 20 of which are residences. Last weekend, a man sustained the first injury related to the volcano after a so-called lava bomb struck his leg as he stood on the porch of a house near a fissure. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com. Reuters reports subtropical storm Alberto weakened as it made landfall on the Florida Panhandle on Monday, a day after flooding from another storm tore through a historic Maryland town and swept away a would-be rescuer, according to officials. Forecasters said Alberto could bring dangerous high water to southeastern coastal states when it douses an area from Mississippi to western Georgia with up to 12 inches of rain and possible tornadoes. But Alberto's top winds weakened as the storm advanced, dropping to 45 miles per hour as the center of the storm made landfall near Panama City, Florida. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding were occurring over parts of the Florida Panhandle. In Panama City, the rain and wind knocked down trees but did not require any rescues. Alberto, the first named Atlantic storm of 2018, spun up days before the formal June 1st start of the hurricane season. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
With each successive bite failing to relieve his anxieties, increasingly worried man Dylan Hawks told reporters today that he has yet to come across any trace of guacamole in his burrito, despite having specifically requested it when ordering.
No, there definitely wasn't any guac there. Cheese, beans, chorizo. Oh man, I hope they didn't forget.
Hawks has continued to maintain hope that there may still be an undiscovered sliver of avocado somewhere in his tortilla. However, with his fears for the meal mounting, Hawks has reportedly considered asking the cashier for a refund at various points while eating the burrito.
The thing is, if you had a burrito and it was missing cheese, you might not notice it because there's sour cream, but guacamole is completely different. I just don't know how I wouldn't have tasted it by now. Christ, I'm almost done with this thing.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold!
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com on the Call to Freedom.
All right, welcome to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM, and it is our Crypto Hour with, the biggest in crypto news. All that is the blockchain, all types of blockchain. We've got some interesting stories, some shocking stories, and some funny stuff. And I think we might ought to start off with a little bit of the funny. This story coming from Cointelegraph. Well, there was a Chairman Mao Zedong stunt, and it sparked an uproar at a blockchain conference in China. At the 2018 BOA Asia Blockchain Conference held in China on May the 28th, so yesterday, organizers have drawn a round of criticism on social media by arranging a performance by a Mao Zedong impersonator. During the conference, an actor was dressed up in a gray Mao suit, gave a speech in the style of the chairman, wishing success to the audience in an accent from Mao's birth province of Hunan. He declared, "You are worthy of being called the great sons and daughters of the Chinese nation, and I thank you in the name of Mao Zedong." Well, social media users reacted immediately, with some of them saying it was, quote, shameful to disrespect the Chinese founding father and that could harm the future of blockchain in China.
Aren't these the same people who what was it? Was a massacre? I mean, they basically starved their own people.
Yeah,
it's the same people in power, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they hide, they kind of cover it up and hide the fact, and you're not allowed to talk about it and all that. Yeah, same people.
Well, one of the good lord. One of the commentators on WeChat said, blockchain is a fledgling business that warrants the attention and open attitude from the government. We will not tolerate any scam behavior that disrupts industry order in the name of blockchain. In impersonating a former leader of China in a promotional activity, organizers have reportedly broken Chinese law. According to the law, the image of any past or present leader is forbidden from being used in promotional activities and television advertisements. According to the State Administration for Industry and Commerce, actors are forbidden from using the image of a leader to promote a good or service. The organizers of the conference apologized for the performance. Recently, the blockchain industrial park in the eastern Chinese city of Hangzhou announced millions of dollars of subsidies for startups, hoping to attract highly qualified blockchain specialists. Startups will also be able to avail themselves of maintenance grants alongside project-specific funding. However, according to the China Academy of Information and Communication, only 8% of blockchain projects ever launched are still alive, with an average lifespan of just 15 months. So, what do you think, Tom? Making fun of the chairman?
See, I'm all for that. Why would I not be all for that?
I don't know. You were just sitting all silent over there since we were yelling at each other on the break.
I'm eating dinner.
Oh, Tom's feeding his face.
I'm feeding my face. I got some pork tenderloin here. I got some roasted baby potatoes.
Ew.
Okay.
I love that I'm the one fasting for Ramadan, and it's Arya that goes, ew.
I love that it's Ramadan, and I'm sitting here eating pork on the radio with you. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, man. That's cultural
I find
insensitivity.
pigs to be gross in general. And that's always a weird thing. When I say I don't eat pigs, people are like, oh, are you Jewish? No. Are you Muslim? No.
I don't.
Then what's wrong with you? How come you don't eat bacon and sausage? Because it's gross?
I don't.
But that's not an acceptable answer. Oh, you just haven't had it right.
I mean,
Isn't that what Chads always tell lesbians?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. If you have a legitimate, religious excuse, sure, they'll leave you alone. But if it's just, I just don't like it.
I got a question for you, Arya, then. Do you eat the fake bacon?
I eat beef bacon.
Are you referring to Oscar Mayer bacon?
Turkey bacon?
No, turkey bacon, I guess I'm referring to.
I never had before. I'm not opposed to trying it.
Okay.
But Tom knows why I did.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
And I'm trying to forget about it.
Well, I guess according to the news, China's not done.
Is China ever done?
From making fun of Mao Zedong to Qihu 360. They found several high-risk security vulnerabilities in the EOS blockchain. These vulnerabilities would enable remote attacks on all EOS nodes. Qihu made this claim on Weibo just a few hours ago. Qihu 360 writes that they reported the vulnerability to the EOS team and that the EOS mainnet will not launch until the security problems are resolved. Local news outlet Jinxi, which noted that EOS asked 360 not to report the vulnerability, claimed that the vulnerabilities have been fixed on the same day by around 2 p.m. China Standard Time. According to 360's Weibo post, the vulnerability would allow an attacker to use a smart contract with a malicious code to open a security hole, then use the supernode to enter the malicious smart contract into a new block, thus putting all network nodes under the attacker's control. Once this action had been completed, the attacker could then control the digital currency on the EOS network, obtain users' private keys and data, then launch a cyber attack or begin mining for other cryptocurrencies using the EOS supernodes. Wow! Oh my God. 360 describes these vulnerabilities as, quote, a series of unprecedented security risks. Yeah, no joke. Jesus Christ. Have you heard of a bot yet that was able to do everything? It's like, we're going to go in, we're going to take over, we're going to steal all the money, and then we're going to use your blockchain and your nodes and your computers to mine for other currencies. So we're going to
I'm not even mad. That's just impressive.
We're not just going to steal all your money. We're not just going to take your private keys. We're going to take over the entire network and use it to mine Zencash.
Oh.
Because why would you mine anything else?
For real.
Zencash. Zencash. The sponsor for, yeah.
I actually like Zencash.
I do too. I love it.
I just wish it would, we get some wallets and some other,
Yes.
merchant tools in order to actually accept it.
Well, see, you've got the wallet in Coinomi, so you have the ability to use it.
Not sure if I'm willing to install Coinomi, but I have to take a closer look at it first.
I have not had any problem with. The only problem I've ever had with Coinomi is the exchanges from time to time will bug out a little bit, but in the end, the money always comes through. It may take 24 hours or 3 hours, or I may think my money's gone, and then I write them an email like, "Hey, my money went away. Here's some screenshots," and they go, "No, your money's there," and I'm like, "Well, I'll be damned. You're right. It's there." Well, thank you. By the way, Coinomi, we would be happy to get paid to say this stuff about you on the air all the time. Anyway, when we get back here, we're going to continue on with some news from overseas. We've got more on the EOS attack. We've got Japan banning Zencash, Verge, and other privacy coins. And
Really?
We'll be into that. Yeah, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for lrn.fm in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm gonna tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm gonna tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
FM. It's Crypto Hour, brought to you by, by Helium.com. Are you new to the crypto game? Are you wanting to get in? You want to get invested, but you don't want to spend hours looking through white papers and looking at candle graphs and just like, this is so much. Well, Helium's for you. They just released their version 2. It's really simple. You just it's powered by Uphold.com, and you just upload either via your bank account or crypto wallet to fill your account, and then you just set it and forget it. It's like a crock pot for cryptocurrency. Everything is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. Now, complete without Bitcoin Gold. So go on over to Helium.com, Helium with an E.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Check out their new system and get a thank you for being a Call to Freedom listener. So moving right along, I teased a little bit with some problems going on in Japan. Now, we talked about this a little bit last week. That there were some issues, some cease and desist kind of things, and well, it seems that it may be getting even worse. Japan's ban, this is from CoinDesk, Japan's ban is a wake-up call to defend privacy coins. Crypto enthusiasts heed this warning. Japanese regulators are veering into the unknown. A country that once served as a beacon of hope for the development of blockchain-backed initiatives in the region has abruptly changed its stance in recent months, reconsidering the role that cryptocurrencies should be allowed to play in Japan's commercial ecosystem. And this is no more apparent than the discussion of the current state of privacy coins. See, earlier this week, the Japanese financial, that'll get you in trouble.
Ooh, yeah.
Chinese and Japanese people hate each other. Earlier this week, the Japanese Financial Security Agency announced that on June the 18th, there will be an outright ban on all cryptocurrencies that provide a sufficient degree of anonymity to its end users.
Wow.
For the most part, Japanese
exchanges...
hold on.
So they just said privacy is bad.
Yes.
Dang.
They will.
I mean, they couldn't have been clearer.
So far, Japanese exchanges that are listening are pulling 4 major privacy coins: Monero, Dash, Augur, and Zcash. As the wider crypto community begins to assess the implications of this decision, it's becoming increasingly evident that the January hack on Japanese cryptocurrency exchange CoinCheck, which resulted in the theft of 523 million in EM tokens worth $524 million, has created a ripple effect that's had repercussions for the future of the crypto space in Japan. To understand the road ahead, well, I would ask that cryptocurrencies, especially those in the privacy space, should consider the advantages instead of the disadvantages that privacy coins will provide to the greater community so that we can better advocate for regulatory leniency in both Japan and beyond. You see, stepping back, if you were to ask any industry expert what the fundamental aspects of cryptocurrencies are, well, they would likely say immutability, fungibility, decentralization, and of course, confidentiality. Well, at first glance, these attributes may seem incongruous. Well, they're all uniquely important to the long-term success of the industry. For a platform to truly be considered decentralized, it must eliminate the possibility of manipulation or control exhibited by centralized entities, which cannot happen without confidentiality. And as evidenced by the recent incident at major multinational Equifax and Facebook, the need to protect one's identity has never been more top of mind. In fact, at present, there have been an estimated 12,981,657 exposed records thus far in 2018 alone. And that number is only expected to increase. This is why blockchain-based cryptographically secured projects are necessary to shield the general public from major multinationals or hackers looking to take advantage of their valuable information. Similarly, for a platform to be considered immutable, it must provide unprecedented transparency to the exchange, which cannot effectively occur unless there is an added layer of privacy. Every time a cryptocurrency transaction occurs, a user's information is viewable to the entire public. On its surface, it might seem as if most cryptocurrencies, from Bitcoin to Ethereum, satisfy this criteria. However, as of late, bad actors have found ways to outsmart the system. Once they do so, then not only can they connect an individual to one transaction, but they can connect them to an entire crypto history. It's becoming an undeniable truth that traditional coins will simply not fit the bill any longer. Exchanges of the future will require more secure platforms to protect users with strong cryptography. Well, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure how anybody would think that the more privacy focused coins are not the way of the future.
Well, they are the way of the future. Japan just doesn't like them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, does Japan like outlawed like regular cash, or they haven't, as far as I've heard anyway. It seems kind of bizarre that they would then go and outlaw a privacy coin, because it's basically like it's actually closer to cash than our current crypto options. Our current crypto options are, I'm not even sure what you'd compare them to, but they're certainly more open than or more privacy or lack privacy compared to credit cards, even, or any other payment option.
Well, for me, I think it's an insane choice. You're going to ban, because privacy coins are the future, but you kind of had to expect this. Governments don't like it when they can't see what you're doing.
And they can't control it either.
They can't control it. Exactly. So when we get back here, we're going to continue on with this story because we're not done. We're not done yet. There's more to this story about the scapegoating of privacy coins in Japan when we get back here on the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM.
why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You know how annoying it is when someone keeps stopping mid-sentence as though he or she were asking you a series of questions? Avoid doing that. It sounds unnervingly tentative, and it imposes upon the listener to help you complete the thought. And if you're a job seeker, this alone could be a deal killer. An effective communicator sounds more confident. Complete the thought. Avoid making the listener impatient. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook. Survivalspeech.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the call to freedom on LRN.fm. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour. يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.fm.
Hey, everybody, my name is Carlos Matos, and I am coming from New York City, New York. Let me tell you guys that I am so excited, I am so happy, I am really so thrilled to be right now sharing this amazing, glorious, super, and exciting moment of my life with all of you guys. And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore
LRN.FM. It is the Crypto Hour, and we have been talking about Japan they are deciding that they want to ban privacy coins in Japan because of the NEM hack that happened earlier this year. So their solution is, we'll just ban privacy coins, even though NIM wasn't a privacy coin either. Now, the author here seems to say that the same thing we were saying, Chris, that privacy itself is the scapegoat. Where do we go from here? Well, in the assessment of the Japanese government, privacy coins, the FSA explicitly stated that a primary justification for its preemptive ban was to eliminate bad actors from being able to conduct criminal activity under the guise of anonymity. Now, admittedly, the justification may sound reasonable in the wake of the CoinCheck hack, and the presence of anonymity has undoubtedly proven to be an obstacle for authorities looking to find the culprit of an attack. But don't be fooled. There are a myriad of reasons for why this hack occurred in the first place, and none of them are anonymity. If the hack on CoinCheck was a primary justification for the FSA's decision, then privacy coins are simply an unfortunate scapegoat. To ensure a domino effect doesn't occur in countries around the world, crypto companies should take the initiative and educate regulators about the potential value proposition that privacy coins provide to the blockchain industry. The FSA decision is one of the first instances where a government entity has questioned the status of privacy coins and their ability to positively affect our commercial ecosystem. But you can bet it won't be the last. By taking precautionary actions now, companies can quell any misconceptions about the use cases of the technology and ensure long-term sustainability for the space, hopefully for years to come. So, again, Aria, our queen of crypto, what's your way in on this?
On the government getting involved with cryptocurrency?
No, on this whole issue of privacy is bad, and there was a hack, and even though they weren't privacy coins, privacy is bad, so let's ban privacy coins.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising. They don't like privacy coins, so of course they're going to take any opportunity they get to blame them and say, hey, that's the problem there. You shouldn't be using these things that keep us from being able to track you and monitor you and tax you.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't just banned all crypto. I mean, it's not just an issue of privacy.
We're heading toward it. If they thought they could, I think they certainly would.
Well, yeah, it's been said over and over again that the cat's out of the bag, so to speak. The milk is already out of the glass.
Yeah, I mean, people are using it regardless of what the government gives them, a blessing or not.
Yeah.
It's the permission. No, we're not asking for permission. We're doing it, and you're gonna have to come after each one of us if you want to stop it.
What's the saying that voluntarists have? Setting up a voluntary society without your permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we love Zencash, is because Zencash has the whole idea of voluntarism written right into the white paper over and over and over. It's mentioned more than once. So they get the idea of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's not just another cryptocurrency. The people behind it actually understand that there is certain mathematical properties that you need in order to have real privacy. I mean, there's lots of privacy, and I'm putting that in quotes, air quotes here. I know you guys can't see that, but basically privacy, so-called privacy coins out there, and they're not the real deal. You have to, it took years in order to get everything just right in terms of the math, and then once the math was there and you could be proven that certain things were true, then we could develop a protocol that could then be added on top of any Bitcoin-based cryptocurrency. And so there's not that many cryptocurrencies out there yet that are based on the Zero Coin protocol, but one of them is Zcash and the other is Zencash. And I think there might be one other. But
I think you're right. I think there's one other. Protocol again?
I can't recall what the other one is.
No, tell me the protocol and I'll have it.
It's Zero Coin.
Zero coin.
Yeah, Zcash was the one that is, I guess, basically like being promoted by the Zero Coin protocol, or the people who behind the math and everything. But there's two others.
Oh, Zero Vert.
Interesting.
PivX.
So there might be more now than there were.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't looked recently, or that recently.
Well,
anyway.
no, Zcash is the Zero Cash protocol. Zcoin.
No, Zero Coin is the protocol. Zero Cash is some other cryptocurrency, I believe.
Nope. Zero Coin protocol is Zcoin, PivX, and Zero Vert.
Yeah, I'm right.
Zero Cash protocol is Zcash.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't say anything wrong there.
Zcash. And then Zencash is completely different.
Right.
Zencash is a completely
Zcash
different.
and wait, what was it? It was Zcash and what?
It started out
Zero Cash and Zcash are the same.
The Zero Coin protocol.
Yep.
Function like a money laundering pool, temporarily pooling coins together in exchange for a temporary currency called Zero Coins.
Not
it's Wikipedia.
Accurate.
Yeah,
okay,
it's Wikipedia.
yeah. So that's not. I don't think that doesn't sound accurate
you
to me.
had XZC, the first implemented fully functional version, and then you had ZOI, Zoin, a community-governed digital currency that was implemented using the same protocol, and then you had Private Instant Verified Transactions, or PivX, and then Zero Vert, which is a script-in algorithm coin merged mineable on the Vert coin chain with a total circulation of 8. So it's a private version of Vert coin. And then an improved version of the protocol was written called the Zero Cash protocol instead of the Zero Coin protocol. And that's where Zcash came from. October 5th.
Gotcha.
2015. So
yeah. So Zcash was the one that the Zero Coin, the protocol, people who developed the math and the protocol behind it, that's the one that they were promoting. That was one of the original ones.
The Zero Coin project.
Yeah, and then Zencash is the one that we like because it's a libertarian friendly cryptocurrency that the people behind it understand all the privacy implications and why it's so important.
Well, for me, that's the really important thing is they understand.
Right.
Like Verge, they're a privacy coin that's basically not private because they're like, well, we're willing to get involved with the banks and we're willing to get involved with the regulators and we're willing to get, and like I'm not gonna do a whole lot of work to promote something that's gonna 6 weeks from now maybe be in bed with the very people that cryptocurrency was built to undermine.
Yeah, right. It's important that multiple aspects, all come together to get our, solid cryptocurrency, and it's not just anybody doing it.
All right. Well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom, here on LRN.FM, we've still got plenty of crypto news to cover, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Join Daryl W. Perry on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio as he brings you news, views, and opinions while promoting the ideas of peaceful interaction.
My personal position on the death penalty is this. We know for a fact that there have been hundreds of people who have been wrongly convicted for various offenses. People who were wrongly convicted of murder and who were sentenced to death, who have later been exonerated. And from that, that, we can deduce that there have been innocent people who were executed for crimes they did not commit. And the fact that I do consider myself to be consistently pro-life, I don't support using taxpayer funds to kill any human at all, anywhere. Using any money that is taken by force and then used to murder people is wrong.
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. Online at fppradio.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
Into the Call to Freedom here, the final segment of this afternoon's Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. And, well, what would you say if there was an effort underway to possibly make it to where you could get your wages in crypto? That's right. Cryptocurrency payroll service Bitwage wants to make it easier for companies to launch ICOs. The company announced on Tuesday that it's created a new advisory firm called InWage, which seeks to help traditional companies develop and hold token sales. Why was this advertised as people getting paid with crypto? This has nothing to do with being paid with crypto.
Well, it does because...
Curses to you.
Sorry. what they're saying is that they'd be able to use any crypto that they raise from their ICO to pay their rank and file employees, as opposed to their vested employees who are just expecting to get, 1099s or other. So basically, you'd be able to have salaried employees as part of your ICO efforts. That would open up a lot more doors. It would mean that people who don't necessarily want a stake in the ICO, you'd still be able to employ them and still fulfill all the, good old federal regulatory requirements.
Yeah, I'm more interested in making it easier for McDonald's to pay their people wages in Bitcoin, so that the money will actually be worth something.
So wait a minute.
This is a start.
Was this the
This is a
payroll
start
article?
to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are doing the payroll article.
Yeah, and it
Interesting.
has really nothing
it's
to
not.
do with payroll, other than
It's not.
they're like, well, what we want to do is we want to create a crap coin and then pay our employees in worthless digital bits. Basically is what it sounds like.
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to know when McDonald's is going to pay me in Dash.
Though it could be interesting. It could be interesting if you can convert those, get paid in that and then convert it right away to something else. Could make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, you'd have to pay me directly on an exchange.
Yeah. As long as I'm not losing money in the process,
You will, though.
Well, then I don't want it.
Anytime you're on an exchange. But
wouldn't
they've
want
got that going on now. Like, they force you to direct deposit with some.
They do.
With some company that's not your bank, and then they charge you like 25 cents or $1.25 every time you use their card.
Yep.
Plus, they make money from the company, so the company pays them less than they do the payroll company.
Yeah, you don't actually get your full salary when you work for McDonald's if they give you these cards, and they do, and I don't think you can opt out.
Well, that's the whole business model for those cards, is to deny you your full wages. Like, my wife's former company did this. Actually, they did it after Katrina for anybody who wanted to get paid or who didn't have a direct deposit. And it was a huge scam from the beginning, and I raised hell about it and, basically demanded. We had to chase down, when she finally left, a whole month's worth of her salaries that we had never received because of this garbage. Anyway, back to the more interesting question of when are we going to see regular wages paid in crypto. I mean, well,
this doesn't tell us at all. Like, the way that it was marked, the title was marketed,
right.
It was like, we're starting an ICO so that we can start paying wages in
Are you
crypto.
saying CoinDesk used a clickbait title?
Sigh.
It's what happens when it's the last segment and I'm like, all right, I got 4 stories here that I haven't read yet. Which one do you want to do?
And we always pick the one that's clickbait because they're really good at it.
They are. They know what crypto people want to see.
And we're totally marks for CoinDesk clickbait. I mean, we just have to be open about that. And Cointelegraph. I mean, even Bitcoin.com. We get duped by them sometimes too.
Well, it would help if we actually read the articles before we put them in.
Yeah.
Shut up, Chris.
Yeah, but that would require
You're out of your element, Chris.
professionalism.
You're on the wrong show if you expect us to read the articles before we talk about them on the air.
I'll be honest. I don't always read
breeze
them
through the
either,
headline.
but I mean,
is this what you people have been doing on Tuesday when I'm not around? Nonsense, like reading the articles before doing a lead-in about them. Jeez, no wonder. You guys are just falling apart without me being responsible.
Our radio show like Facebook. It's Facebook you can listen to.
Wow.
That's the worst tagline ever.
I'm ashamed. I really am ashamed to be on this radio show. After you said that, I'm so
now you're welcome.
No.
Well, we don't sell people's personal information, so there is that.
Well, no, because no one's given me any.
Not yet.
I'm sure I'd find a way to make a profit off of it.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. We'll get there. As long as it's not European Union information.
Okay, so
buying
no Coinbase, but we will sell their advertising. We will sell their info to advertisers.
No, I won't advertise for Coinbase.
Really?
No, hell no.
What's?
Or
I mean,
Ripple.
so
Well, I was just trying to figure out what the lines are.
I understand Ripple. You wouldn't advertise for Ripple, but Coinbase?
Coinbase is too, like, I am doing.
They're about 2 steps removed from Ripple, to be honest.
They brag constantly about
All
how
right, wait a
they're
minute.
constant about like we've got this new thing, so we're all regulated up, and we want to submit ourselves to new and you know what?
Gotcha.
Before we see you're going to write this regulation, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold our people that are our customers to a higher standard than the regulation, so that you don't write it. Oh wait, you wrote it anyway. Well, isn't it convenient that we've already got these new policies in place that we can just brag now? Oh, look how government friendly we are. I'm sorry, like if I want to screw a hooker, I don't want her to like it. Like don't tell me how awesome it was with your last 15, like that you just got reamed out by the last John you were with. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to hear that. I don't want you to tell me how proud you are. It's like Muslims that are proud to pay taxes. They're like, I am a Muslim and I am an American and I pay my taxes and I am proud to fund the murder of brown children all over the world. You're not impressing me, friend. I get on my knees for the government every day just to give me a shower. Just a great big old white shower right on the chin. No, I'm sorry.
Why is that? Why are the Irish involved here? Wait a minute.
I don't know. It's just what came out of my mouth while it was running through my head. Wow, that sounds even worse than what I said.
Oh man, it reminds me of something I was told when I was 4. Think before you speak.
What?
Think before you speak. Just don't say.
Like half of our
Don't
show
say
is speaking before we
thinking,
think.
before you think about what it is that you're saying.
Well, no,
exactly.
I knew
like Arya said, we wouldn't have a show if we did that.
I knew what I was saying. It was just why it came out in the accent. I have no idea. I even heard like racist Irish leprechaun music playing in my head while I was talking too. I don't know why. I still hear it.
How long's it been since you last ate, Will? 13 hours.
3:20 this morning.
All right, guys. So this is what happens when you fast.
No. This is what happens when I fast because I am hypoglycemic. And
I told you it was going to be bad.
Yeah. Sometimes my body is like, you know what? We'll be nice and we'll let you get away with this today. And sometimes my body's like, man, this was a really bad idea. And I'm not getting the sweats yet.
But you are talking in a random Irish accent.
Yeah, so,
I'd rather you be sweating if sweating doesn't cost us sponsors. That doesn't come out over the AM/FM. It just comes out over the Twitch.
Right. Anyway, so...
And I think more people would watch the Twitch channel if you were sitting there getting the sweats while you did the show.
Oh my God, I would be the color of cotton. My lips would be like a funny shade of purplish blue, and I would be broke out in a cold sweat all over, and it's not an enjoyable sight. I look pretty bad.
Didn't say they'd watch it because it was enjoyable. They'd watch it for the Schadenfreude.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
look at Will. He's so miserable. This is great.
Lucky for you guys, crypto hour's over, so there's no reason for me to make any more. Oh wait, we still got a whole nother hour of show to go. And
no.
Let's see here. What do we got lined up? Well, we've got Diane Black's ignorant self who thinks.
Oh no!
She thinks porno is the reason why we have school shootings. And, well,
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.38 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,299 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $31, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,393. Antiwar.com reports that violence continues to escalate in northwestern Cameroon's breakaway region of Ambazonia, where armed forces have been killing scores of members of the English-speaking minority. The slain have all been labeled as terrorists. Political opposition figures from the area have accused Cameroon's government of conducting targeted killings in the region, particularly going after those who either support separatist or increased autonomy. The army confirmed the most recent killing, saying they were several neutralized terrorists who were staying in a hotel before they were killed en masse. Ambazonia was previously southern Cameroon, which was British-controlled until 1961, when it joined the former French-ruled Republic of Cameroon in a federalization deal. Since the 1980s, the autonomy of the English-speaking region has been steadily eroded, which has fueled calls for the English-speaking region to withdraw from the nation. Cameroon's army has been vigorously targeting everyone in favor of this in recent years, and the nation has set up a military tribunal which is handing out heavy prison sentences to the rare prisoners taken by the military and not just killed outright. The charges center on conspiracy to commit acts of terrorism and provoking civil war. Cameroon's President Paul Biya has dismissed calls for increased autonomy for the region and said that national unity is not up for negotiation. Even on occasions where protesters have tried to organize in neighboring countries, particularly Nigeria, the Cameroonian government has managed to get them arrested as insurgents.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports the Hawaii County Civil Defense ordered new evacuations in the Leilani Estates after a fast-moving lava flow began moving through the area. The agency issued the order late Sunday after a lava pond from Fissure 7 breached, creating the lava flow. The U.S. Geological Survey's Hawaii Volcano Observatory described the eruption from the East Rift Zone as vigorous. The HVO said several residents were evacuated in advance of the dangerous and fast-moving flows. Civil defense officials said lava breached property belonging to the Puna Geothermal Venture, a geothermal power plant on the Big Island of Hawaii. The Puna Geothermal Venture plugged up all of the wells as the lava neared last week as a precaution. The civil defense said lava flow from Fissure 7 and 21 crossed into PGV property overnight and has now covered one well that was successfully plugged. That well, along with a second well 100 feet away, are stable and secure and are being monitored. Also, due to preventative measures, neither well is expected to release any hydrogen sulfide. The volcano in the southeastern region of Hawaii Island began erupting more than 3 weeks ago, first with plumes of pink smoke and lava vents. More fissures opened in the ensuing days, and lava flows into residential areas damaged and destroyed nearly 40 structures, more than 20 of which are residences. Last weekend, a man sustained the first injury related to the volcano after a so-called lava bomb struck his leg as he stood on the porch of a house near a fissure.
Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
Reuters reports subtropical storm Alberto weakened as it made landfall on the Florida Panhandle on Monday, a day after flooding from another storm tore through a historic Maryland town and swept away a would-be rescuer, according to officials. Forecasters said Alberto could bring dangerous high water to southeastern coastal states when it douses an area from Mississippi to western Georgia with up to 12 inches of rain and possible tornadoes. But Alberto's top winds weakened as the storm advanced, dropping to 45 miles per hour as the center of the storm made landfall near Panama City, Florida. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding were occurring over parts of the Florida Panhandle. In Panama City, the rain and wind knocked down trees but did not require any rescues. Alberto, the first named Atlantic storm of 2018, spun up days before the formal June 1st start of the hurricane season. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
After logging onto the Xbox One game console at one of his classmates' homes, 12-year-old Michael Cutler admitted to reporters this week that he really does not have the slightest clue about what his friend's name could be.
I mean, his name might be Brian. No, wait, Brian's my other friend, the one with the PS4. Yeah, if I'm being totally honest, there's no way I can tell you his name. Not a chance.
Noting that the boy had, quote, an absolutely huge HD TV and a bunch of games his mom won't let him play, Cutler confirmed that he could recall only the faintest details about his friend, including the fact that his mother makes chocolate chip cookies and that he has a dog of some kind.
He's got Killer Instinct, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield 4, and Titanfall? Man, that game's awesome. Anyway, I've just been calling him Flamethrower because that's his gamer tag. Hopefully he doesn't catch on. Hey, can I stick around for a few more hours? I'm so close to beating this.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
Back here to the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Zencash studio right here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, the first story, this comes from Tom's neck of the woods. One of his favorite people, Miss Diane Black. Didn't she have an exploratory committee to run for governor of Tennessee or something like that? Thankfully, that didn't go anywhere. Is Tom even still here? Tom's feeding himself again.
No, I'm here. How am I supposed to eat after you mentioned Diane Black and porn in the same sentence anyway?
She had an exploratory committee, didn't she? She was going to
No, I don't want to hear what she's exploring.
No, she was going to run governor this year.
Oh, yeah.
Who ended up running down there? Because I know Governor Flying J.
Harwell.
Governor Flying J has been
he's term
termed
limited
out. So
yeah, I mean Beth Harwell is the obvious front runner.
Much better.
There's Randy Boyd is running a lot of shameful ads.
Who's the one guy that the NRA loves so much that's down by Shelbyville? That is
I think that's Boyd. I'm pretty sure that's
is that Boyd. The one that Michael Lotfie's always working for.
Sounds like Boyd.
Yeah. Well, I know too much about Tennessee politics for having not lived there for almost a year. This says, Diane Black has, she said something almost as stupid as Roseanne. Porn leads to school shootings. Quote, I think that is a big part of it. Right?
How? Where is this connection? The studies that I'm aware of that have studied pornography and other things anyway, and actually what I'm thinking of was rape, but they had the opposite effect. It's a reliever. It's like a stress reliever, okay? It doesn't have the effect of causing, people to kill people or people to rape or whatever. It's the exact opposite of that.
Says this coming from the Huffington Post. Does anybody know what kind of porn Diane Black is watching?
No, I don't want to.
Well, whatever it is, the
I do.
67-year-old black woman who's black.
Wait a minute. Wait. I think we just answered our own question.
Yeah, the 67-year-old black who is running for governor of Tennessee. She is. See, I told you she was running for governor.
She's not doing as well as you would think.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God.
She's appealing to the moralists. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Part of what's driving the spike in school shootings. During a meeting last week with local pastors, Black raised the issue of gun violence in schools and why it keeps happening. Pornography, she said. It's available on the shelf when you walk in the grocery store. What kind of grocery stores is she shopping at?
We're learning way too much about Diane Black's personal life right now.
You have to reach up to get it.
Where? I've never seen pornography in a grocery store.
Did she actually say you have to reach up to get it?
But there's pornography there.
I mean,
all of this is available.
Corner news, places like your corner newsstand. That's the kind of place I would think you get pornography from.
Not in Tennessee.
Not in Tennessee.
Oh my God, no! Access to pornography in Tennessee is highly restricted.
Really?
Yes.
Not especially.
You can't get it. It's behind the counter. It's in
it's behind.
Plastic.
Not, dude. Have you not been to a classy adult store in Tennessee? You just have to show your ID.
No, not an adult
classy
store.
adult
She's
store.
talking about,
I like that. That's funny.
I'm talking about
the
places
place married couples go.
I'm talking about places that you can get it outside of an adult store.
Hold on.
In Tennessee,
So-
which are very few.
Then why are you looking? That's
So
like me
single
saying.
people who go to sex stores and adult stores are not classy?
No,
They usually don't go to the back.
Christ. What I'm saying is that this woman says that you can go to the grocery store and buy porno off the top shelf, available
You definitely can't do that.
without a quote. All of it available without parental guidance, and I think that's a big part of the root cause. The porno that's easily got access to without parental guidance is called the internet. B, in Tennessee, if you want to buy porno and it's not in a porn store, then it is behind the counter. You need ID to get it, and it's covered up to where you're not even supposed to know what's in those bags, but nobody's stupid. We all know what's in them. But it's behind the counter. So, no, there is no place where you can go and buy a soda pop and some candy. And if you're tall enough to reach the shelf, Debbie Does Dallas or Debbie Does Deep Throat.
That's a movie, right?
Gonna be,
That's a movie, not a.
Debbie Does Dallas is a porno.
No, it is, but it's a movie. It's not a magazine, correct?
Oh, yeah, but she's saying pornography.
I'm sure there's a book form out there for the more literate porn viewers.
When I think pornography, I don't think
it is a
dirty
manga
books.
version, Tom.
Really?
A manga version, right?
I don't know. I'm just saying
oh my
something.
God!
Yes, you do.
Not only
If there's
do we
not
get to-
one, we're going to illustrate one.
Not only do we get to talk about how stupid Diane Black is, check this out.
How many of you, when you were in school, ever had an experience where a kid came to school with a gun?
So anyway, there aren't even that many places that you can. You were like, oh, you can't go in and buy soda and a candy and porno. There aren't even that many places you can buy even just candy and porno. But even if you can, it's a limited use candy.
Oh, that's true, and that's the best kind of candy.
Well, that very much depends. They range in quality. It's trial and error. But it's not. That's not a bad kind of trial and error, though. To be perfectly honest, because I mean, worst case scenario.
What do you mean, Tom?
Well, I'm just saying that even if the edible underwear that you digest on a given night is not particularly tasty, underneath is something you probably wanted in the first place.
Oh.
Which is quite tasty too.
Anyway, Black didn't clarify what it was about porn that she thinks is leading to school massacres. Her congressional spokesman also did not respond for a request for comment. Beyond naughty movies, Black said school shootings are on the rise because of a deterioration of the family, mental illness, and violent movies. There have been 23 shootings of some type this year on the grounds of a
I mean, is she referring to the left here when she says mental illness?
Mr. Ignorant Lefty
Maybe the right too.
writer. Somebody shooting themselves in the head in a school parking lot at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not a school shooting. There have been like 5 school shootings this year. Not 20. And see, now they're not calling them school shootings. They're saying 23 shootings of some type this year on the grounds of a K through 12 school or college. So college students offing themselves in the parking lot, we're not going to I guess they're going to call that a shooting of some type.
I mean, this is
instead of a school shooting now.
This is an anti-gunner person. This is not this is not just a school. She's trying to make it out to be more than it is.
When originally this article said school shootings, but this article says here at the bottom that the story was edited and updated to give a more precise breakdown of the actual details and numbers of school shootings this year. So basically, translation, I lied. I tried to push a very well-known, weathered left-wing talking point, and I got caught at it. So anyway, there you go, Tom. One of your congresswomen thinks that all the access to porno is the reason why school shootings are happening instead of, I don't know.
She's not my congresswoman.
No parenting, pills, like the hundreds of reasons that actually do contribute to it.
Cramming 2,000 super hormonal people into a small space and not letting them leave for 8 hours a day.
Yes.
You right there.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
Freedom here on LRN.FM. We're broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, well, we were just making fun of Congressman Diane Black in Tennessee for her ridiculous assertion that movies, porno, and some other thing that probably has nothing to do with it, or that's the big problem. That's why school shooting, this thing that didn't happen before the gun-free zones existed. That's not the gun-free zones wasn't the problem, because I'm trying to run for governor and I'd like to win, so I'm not going to say that out loud. But I will say these other absolutely completely ludicrous things, which is kind of what I've just from the religious right among Republicans, I've just kind of come to expect, like, no, just you won't have a baby if you're raped. The body will just turn, like just completely ridiculous things that like no reasonable person on the face of the earth could ever actually believe. Some Republican running for office is going to say it. And then you think that they couldn't be any dumber, and then you hear a Democrat say something like, no, you shouldn't carry a gun to protect yourself from rape. Just pee yourself. That will make your attacker leave you alone.
Wow.
Yes.
What about the guys who are into that?
For real, yo. You forget there's some sick, twisted folks out there in the world. Anyway, we have a special caller calling in right now. We've got Hakar Ali. He's calling in listening from Kurdistan. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. How are you?
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yeah. For you.
How are things over there in Kurdistan besides, hot and having to deal with, Turks and Iraqis?
Yeah. Sorry?
Is the connection not very good? Because it is a pretty good distance between here and there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So can you repeat again? I didn't get it.
How are things in Kurdistan?
So I think in here everything good. Because in here, so this in this month. We're in Ramadan, so everything's really good. Our people love this month. That's everything for us.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, we're all dealing with the fasting and trying to do better charity, and like I want to turn the show into like, let's talk about television shows until Ramadan is over, because talking about politics during Ramadan is just not a good idea for me, because I have to like basically I should just cut my tongue out before we go on the air.
Don't do that.
Otherwise,
don't do that.
Yeah. And talking, I didn't realize how much I drink while I'm talking and how hard it is to talk for 3 solid hours without wetting your throat.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely been an experience, but for me it is every year because I've got the hypoglycemia, so that means sometimes I might get sick while I'm trying to fast or pass out and stuff like that.
Oh no.
But I'm doing it here in America, in New England, in New Hampshire, where it's nice and cool, whereas you got brothers like Ali, you're fasting over in Kurdistan, where like it's not, well, this time of year it is, but many times it's not particularly cool when you have to fast. It's pretty hot over there, right? Delay.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, well, thanks for calling into the show, Ali. It's been wonderful having you on. We're glad to know that we've got people listening live over there in Kurdistan. May Allah accept your fasting and your good deeds and the charity that you do in this blessed month. And inshallah, we'll have a chance to talk to you later, brother. Assalamu alaikum. You take care.
Alaikum salam. Thanks a lot for your Buramis. Thanks a lot.
Jazakumullah khair.
Thanks for listening.
So, yeah, and there you go, guys. There's a reason why you need to donate to the satellite. Is that right there? That's a Muslim brother living in Kurdistan, listening to our show live on the air. And we were talking off. He heard that there was a Muslim-hosted show and decided, I'm going to listen. And then he calls in, and I'm like, yeah, I run a small mosque here in New Hampshire. And he's just like, wow, I'm so happy to hear that we've got voices like yours on the air talking about, these kinds of things, and that you're running a community center. So we brought him on to just illustrate, this is the opportunity that we have.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a difficult conversation there with the distance between,
because of the delays.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's how you know it's real, guys. It's not just somebody that we got to come on. There actually people calling from Iraqi Kurdistan, was it?
Yeah, Iraqi Kurdistan.
Yeah, it's a pretty good distance from here.
Yeah, and it's not exactly the most peaceful of areas. It's not an area known particularly for the individual autonomy and freedom of people being particularly respected, especially by, ISIS, the people that the Iraqi Kurds have been fighting for the last
They've been
6
fighting
years.
everybody, though, right?
Yeah,
Even,
the Iraqis,
both Turkey
the
and
Turks.
Iraq.
Well, it's because you have the British and Americans and ISIS and everybody else who wants to come in and tell them what to do and how to live.
Yeah.
Well, it was, I believe, when it was broken up, broken up. No, when the British left, it was British, right?
Yeah,
Didn't they
Churchill
explicitly
specifically
design it so they would divide that community because they knew if they fought each other, they wouldn't be fighting the British?
Exactly. They purposefully put the Kurds in 3 different countries in order to create constant conflict, because you have an ethnic community that is normally...
They did it with Pakistan and India as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did the same thing with Pakistan and India. And that was more purposeful. That was more blatant, because it was in reaction to the Hindus and the Muslims banding together for one of the most successful anti-British revolutions that ever happened during the World Wars, because they were using beef and pork fat to grease these pouches that were quick load pouches for muskets. And you had to bite the tip off.
Oh, wow.
And for the Hindus, the beef tallow was a sacrilege, because the beef that's a sacred animal. And for the Muslims, it was the pork fat that was in that as well. It's pork. So, and it was hidden. And when the secret got out that that's what it was, the Muslims and the Hindus were like, you know what? They really did us both wrong. Let's work together and get rid of them. And it was the most successful campaign against the British in India that ever happened. and before, of course, they allowed India to buy their country back from Britain. That was how colonialism ended. International law said, you don't get to have colonies. And the Brits were like, so that means we can sell the land back to the people that we stole it from, right? That's what's reasonable.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. So
I'm really messed up.
Anyway, when we get back here in just a moment, we're going to be moving on to the TSA creating a secret watch list of people who resist.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.fm. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.fm.
Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Zencash studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And, well, guess what, guys? It ain't gay if it's TSA. That's right. It's not gay if it's TSA.
All right, I got to get one of these shirts to walk through TSA with.
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, that's a great shirt.
I know, and we're going to have them for sale at a 10% off discount for all Zencash users. You want to, it's not gay if it's TSA t-shirt, come to Forkfest or Porkfest and use Zencash, and we'll give you a 10% off discount. That's right. But this t-shirt is inspired by today's story. After pointlessly groping countless Americans.
Oh, it wasn't pointless.
The TSA is keeping a secret watch list of those who resist.
So, in other words, that's me, because I resist every time I go through TSA. I'm like, nope, no thanks.
I need a witness! Exclaimed the TSA screener at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, because I'd forgotten to remove my belt before going through a scanner. He explained that I must undergo an enhanced pat-down. I told him that if he jammed his hand into my groin, I'd file a complaint. So he summoned his supervisor to keep an eye on the proceedings. I thought of this exchange last week when the New York Times revealed that the Transportation Security Administration's created a secret watch list for troublesome passengers. The TSA justified the list by saying that its screeners were assaulted 34 times last year. Really, that's it? But did not release any details about the alleged assault.
But how many people did they assault?
Well, I want to know how many
Everyone
of those,
who passed through an airport.
How many of those assaults were a husband in reaction to a sexual assault against his wife, or a parent in reaction to a sexual assault against their child? Because my children...
Or a child in response to an assault against an elderly parent. Or a person in response to an assault of a disabled relative.
I've been carried out of McGee Tyson Airport by security. Physically picked up and carried out of McGee Tyson Airport by security. Because they pulled my...
Is there video of this?
No. This was like... I had just moved to Tennessee. My mother-in-law came to visit. I wasn't really even into activism that heavy at the time. I just have a bad temper and...
when you watch people filling up someone you love.
And a Southern sense of honor.
That's not a bad temper. You know, it's a proportional and rational response.
I told them when they went to pull her out of the line, because like we're watching her go through the line, her luggage has these big signs all over it that's like, hi, I'm an old woman, I have a brain tumor and my hands don't work properly. If I happen to pass out or something bad happens, call this number. So like, she's not a threat.
Yeah,
guys, she can't even use her hands. And they pull her out, you know, because she's wearing a scarf for an in the room pat down. And when I saw it, I was like, I can't say what I said on the radio, but basically was like, you better not be. Oh, that's it. And I came through the security ropes, like taking the ropes down on my way. Like I don't have any sense sometimes. And I'm charging through, and I'm headed for her and whoever is taking her in the room, because there's going to be some furniture moving around, to say the least. And two big TSA guards grabbed me, one on either shoulder. Well, one was a TSA and one was a plainclothes police officer. Grabbed me by either shoulder, like under the arm, picked me up, carried me all the way out the airport, sat me down on the sidewalk, and was like, if you go back in, you're going to be arrested. And went back in and here my wife and kids are like running down. Well, it was only two of them, two kids at the time, are running down the hallway in the airport following us. And that's why my wife and kids don't fly. Is because if I was literally physically there, and the person behind the thing was like, oh, you lady with a scarf on, we need to give you an enhanced, that's as far as you're getting before my fist touches face. Because I want to be the one. I would proudly be the person on the front page of the paper. Psychotic redneck Muslim kicks the piss out of TSA agent for touching his kid. or touching his wife. I'm sure that's not, though that won't be the
That's probably
actual,
not what they're going to
that won't
actually
be the
put
headline,
in the paper, unfortunately.
But that'll be the facts of the story.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it will be Muslim terrorist assaults TSA agent at airport.
Yeah.
You know
Muslim terrorist assaults hero in uniform.
Yep.
Yeah, but
That's
the
it.
truth of the matter will be he tried to put his hands down my 3-year-old pants, and I kicked the life out of him before the cops could get me off of it.
And he deserved it.
And he got what he deserved because I'm a parent, and the rest of you sissified faggots may be castrated and not willing to step up and stand up for your kids against a government agent just because he's got on some blue gloves and a blue uniform. That don't mean a damn thing to me. You sexually assault my children in front of me, you're going in a bag or to a hospital, or you're going to have to put me in one or the other because it's going to be a bad day for you. I'm sorry. It's just the way I am. I was raised by a different generation. My daddy is 83 years old. I was raised by a different generation. If you touch my kid, it's on.
Well, this wasn't your kid, though. This was
my mother-in-law.
This was your mother-in-law.
Well, I was carted out over my mother-in-law. You can
Yeah.
imagine what's going to happen if it's one of my children. Like, I'm fighting the police officers as they take me out the door if it's my kids. Like, I'm getting assault on a Leo. I'm going to have a list of felony charges if we ever fly together.
And if my fat self is there, that's going to be like 4 Wills coming at you. One that looks like him and 3 that looks like me.
We drive. If it's a place that my wife and kids are going to go, we drive. And we drive 26 hours, 28 hours.
Oh, wow.
Just to avoid flying because I know myself. And we've done this for a decade. My wife has not been on an airplane since we've been married.
Our limit, my boyfriend and I's limit is 17 hours, basically. If it's over like that, it's like it can't be done in a day and a half. Nope, we're not doing it. We're flying.
It says here that the TSA has a list that it's making of people like me and you and Nick Sarwark.
Oh, I already
and Adam
have.
Bates and-
I'm proud to be on the terrorist watch list. Like, sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, the TSA's official definition of troublemaking goes well beyond punching its officers out, which they most often deserve. According to a confidential memo, any behavior that is offensive without legal justification, meaning anything
like popping a boner?
Anything you do, like if every time you go through and you're like, let me get those blue gloves of love, your name gets put on a list.
I always am like, when they ask about like sensitive areas, I'm like, yeah.
That's the whole reason
my
why
groin.
I do these. That's what Bates, as much as me and Bates don't get along with each other anymore, he had the best line for a TSA agent I've ever heard in my whole life. He goes in and they're like, we want to scan you. And he's like, I'm not doing the naked scanners. And they're like, well, we're going to have to give you the enhanced interrogate, the pat down. And he's like, whatever. And he pulls him over. He's like, so something about while I'm going over this, I'm going to use a circular motion. And he looks at him and he says, the whole reason why I do this is for the circular motion. And the guy, and it's a guy, of course, and he just stops dead in his tracks and he looks at Adam and he goes, I don't really know how to respond to that. And Adam goes, yeah, neither do I.
I've
Oh
thought
man,
about,
he missed it. Man,
I've thought about
there were
doing
so
stuff
many
like
good
that.
sponsors. Oh, I know how to respond to it.
I just wish I could get away with that, and it's not the TSA I'm afraid of. It's my boyfriend. He just would not let me do that. He doesn't
All right, well, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom and we move on to our crypto news, we've got bad news out of California. It seems the tax and regulate crowd is continuing to hold their death grip on cannabis there. Big surprise.
Are you sick of government lackeys who say you didn't build that? Are you tired of elitists who think you need a government permission slip for everything? Everything you do is an A to B conversation, and the government should see their way out of it. Create true free markets by adopting the BIPCOT No Government License. The BIPCOT No-Gov license allows use or modification of any product, service, or software except by governments or government agents. Go to bipcot.org. That's Bravo, India, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Tango.org.
Good morning. Later this afternoon, I will be engaging in an extramarital affair. Of course, I will wish that I had never made the horrible mistake I'm about to spend several hours making, but sadly, I'm currently too blinded by greed and lust to care about or consider the consequences of my actions. The liaison I will be taking part in shortly with 2 poor deaf teenage runaways is in direct opposition to the values you elected me to uphold. I also wish to apologize to my wife, Linda, to my two beautiful children, Allison and Christopher. It hurts me more than you will ever know that this scandal will impact your life so terribly. I can only pray that the revelations you will soon hear concerning my fetishes, physical flexibility, and penis will not scar you to the point of dementia. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get to the hotel immediately, so I will not be taking questions. Thank you.
This is the Onion News Network.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com. Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Let's focus our discussion first on marijuana, okay? Marijuana has a very distinct smell, okay? I'm going to pass around just a little tiny bit, and I want you all to take a smell so you know when someone is smoking marijuana near you.
Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live from the Zencast studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And you know what, guys? These days it's so hard to keep your communication secure from the prying eyes of the state. Well, I've got a good idea for you. You see, there's so many tools in the state's toolbox. They can subpoena information from servers, get all your personal information. Or they can shut down servers altogether, like we see in many countries. And that's why you need something like CryptVisor. See, CryptVisor, first of all, just had its full rollout last week, and it's still available for free. It is a decentralized communications platform hosted on the blockchain. See, CryptVisor doesn't keep any personal information. I mean, IP addresses, phone numbers, names, email addresses, nothing. So if the feds come sniffing around looking for your personal information, well, they don't even have it to give. And there's no centralized server for anyone to shut down. So unless your government can shut down the internet altogether, you're not going anywhere because CryptVisor is hosted on the blockchain. So go over to CryptVisor's website, cryptvisor.network. Check out their new full rollout that came out last week, their security features, and the new CVPay crypto wallet. Again, that's cryptvisor.network, your home for secured, decentralized communication. So moving on, of course, to our last segment of this Tuesday afternoon live broadcast, it is time for our cannabis news. And, well, there was a proposal to cut the California cannabis taxes. It turns out it is dead in the water. A plan that would have cut taxes on commercial cannabis in California is on hold indefinitely after bipartisan legislation failed to pass out of an assembly committee last week. The bill, AB 3157, would have temporarily reduced the state's excise tax on cannabis from 15 to 11% and suspend a separate tax on cannabis cultivation. The bill's proponents said the measure would have reduced taxes for a period of 3 years, which was meant to speed the transition away from the state's thriving illegal market into state-regulated sales. Basically, because there's no taxes, the black market is undercutting legal markets.
Who would have thought?
Today was another big win for the black market, said Assemblyman Tom Lackey, who co-authored the measure. After Friday's vote, all we needed to do was level the playing field financially. The bill's co-authors include Assembly members Bob Bonta, a Democrat from Oakland, Ken Cooley, a Democrat from Sacramento, Reggie Jones Sawyer, a Democrat from Los Angeles. Anybody noticing a trend here? And Jim Wood, a Democrat from Healdsburg. Cannabis growers and sellers in California, which launched the nation's largest legal market at the start of the year, have complained the taxes are simply too high. They argue that many consumers are shopping in the underground black market to save money. In some areas, combined state and local taxes approach 50% of the cost.
Wow.
But according to Lackey, opponents of the measure said it was too soon to slash taxes without further evidence that they were driving consumers to an illicit market. He said he hopes to see the bill revived later this year, despite being shelved by the Appropriations Committee.
The internet drives people away from purchasing from within your state when you have a sales tax. So you can only imagine what it's doing to a product that has an even higher tax.
Already on the black market.
Yeah. Why would anybody who's selling marijuana start doing it legally when you're going to be taking a part of their profits?
Says here that the state expects to make $175 million just in the excise taxes revenues for cannabis in 2018, but the first quarter it only saw $34 million. If sales were to continue at that pace, the state would see almost $40 million less than expected by the end of the year. Prior to those reports, the tax cut bill had passed through 2 other assembly committees unopposed. Cutting taxes could risk lowering state revenues, but it also will encourage more consumers to purchase their cannabis from licensed retailers rather than sellers on the illegal market who don't have to pay those taxes and thereby are able to offer it at
lower prices,
cheaper prices. Duh. Oh my God. It's almost like somebody should take a basic economics course before they run for office and try to craft policies for states and nations. At the
perish the thought,
right? It's almost like it's like us reading articles before we actually go on the air with them.
Yeah, this is true. Very true.
Oh, at the local level, some officials are already taking action to cut taxes anyway. Monterey County slashed its marijuana tax rate last week after hearing complaints from local growers. An attorney for the growers said the decision will help a struggling industry take root in a farming region about 120 miles south of San Francisco. At the state level, all California cannabis is subject to a tax of 15% excise tax, as well as a $9.25 per ounce cultivation tax. Cities and counties also impose further taxes, in some cases up to 20%. Medical cannabis patients can avoid paying sales tax, but they must pay up to $100 to obtain a state-issued ID card. In February, the city of Berkeley, which boasted one of the highest tax rates in the state of 34.25% when commercial sales went live on January 1st, voted to cut its 10% tax in half, now down to 5%. We've been screaming at these guys for 3 or 4 years to really watch out for the tax rate because it'll make the difference between the success of this regulatory environment or its complete failure, said Matt Cuman, a San Francisco-based cannabis attorney. He told, if Berkeley's move is not a trend, the black market's going to win, and all this tax and regulate marijuana business is totally going to fail.
I hope it does. I would like to see the black market succeed here because I don't want the government to be taking any more money from people it doesn't have any right to.
There's only one problem with that. As soon as the tax and regulate doesn't work, the cops want that money back then. I mean, it's plain and simple. If we don't and it's been made very clear that the only way that you can sell this to state governments is if you say, there's more money.
It's already been sold. There's
more money in legal weed than there is enforcing drug laws.
They've already legalized it, right? Like, I mean, to go and undo that is going to be a lot harder, I think.
You think? They made it illegal 35 years ago. Prohibition was a thing that only happened 100 years ago.
They did, but they can't use the excuse that it's like, you know, I mean,
we're the government and we say so is a pretty good excuse lately.
Yeah, but the argument falls flat on its face now because we've already, you know, the government has said that we're going to legalize it because, it's not so bad. It's not the gateway drug. So they've already admitted that. So they can't
they didn't admit that it wasn't bad. They said we're going to legalize it because there's lots and lots of money for us to take on it in taxes.
Okay, well, it's hypocritical for them to now go and say.
Once the taxes are gone, legalization movement ends that day.
Yeah,
I'm telling
you know what? It may be better.
As governments don't have an incentive. You're buying your freedom back from government. You have to remember that's what the legalization movement is. You are paying the government every time that you smoke marijuana. You are paying the government for your freedom that they took from you 35 years ago.
Black market, guys. Go to the black market.
Black market has risks. Black market it's
better than the legal market.
Not if illegal cannabis means that a person who has transverse myelitis smoking marijuana will now lose their 4 children because they're breaking the law.
Well,
it's a double-edged sword they've created here, where you have to accept the regulations.
If you have the option,
or they're
go to
going
the black market.
Sick people in prison, and the black market is sadly. I'm tired of marijuana being on a black market. It's time for marijuana to come out of the black market into the sunshine, but it needs to be.
I agree, but it shouldn't be regulated.
Oh, I agree as well. The problem is that government's just simply not going to do it because there's money in it being illegal. The only way we've been able to convince them to make it otherwise is that there's more money in it not legal. Anyway, Free Talk Live is coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
The warning signs.
At first, he made me feel special. He promised he'd look after me, provide for my future. He broke every promise he made.
Millions of Americans afflicted.
I was ready to leave, but he told me he'd change. So I gave him another chance. I was such a fool.
The consequences.
Things only got worse. He started making my decisions for me. About my job, my kids' education, my money. My safety, my future. He took away my choices, but I kept going back to the same politicians.
The diagnosis? Battered voter syndrome.
I fell for the same old lies. They were just playing with my emotions, telling me what I wanted to hear. That's not right.
If you're tired of the two-party system but want to support a principled Libertarian Party, check out the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire at lpnh.org. That's lpnh.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Juicy Juice, 100% juice, providing a full serving of fruit in every 4 ounces. Visit us at juicyjuice.com. When it comes to nutrition, kids need both fruits and vegetables every day to stay healthy and grow. For the ideal mix, your kid should have at least 1.5 cups of any veggie or 100% veggie juice and 1 cup of any